Welcome to Deep Story, where engineering meets the future. From the evolution of electric vehicles to the hidden technologies driving tomorrow's world, we break down complex engineering into stories anyone can understand. If you love innovation, design, and the science that powers our everyday lives, you're in the right place. Subscribe and join the journey into the deep side of engineering. Every car out there, whether it runs on gas or a fancy new battery, has the same basic limit. Eventually, you just run out of juice. It's that feeling you get when your phone is at 1% and you're lost in a new city. A constant nagging fear of being stranded. In the EV world, it's called range anxiety, and it's a real drag. But what if the road itself was a power source? What if your car could just keep going forever, powered by invisible waves? It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, and the idea has kicked up such a huge storm of debate, hoaxes, and some genuinely cool innovation. So let's separate the science fact from the science fiction and find out the truth about cars that power themselves. The promise is seriously tempting. A car that never needs a plug and never visits a pump. A car that just pulls its energy right out of the air like a plant soaking up sunlight. This exact claim was made by Zimbabwean inventor Maxwell Chikumbutso, who showed off a car he said was powered entirely by radio waves. The idea went viral, painting a picture of a future with no more grid, no more gas stations. The concept is called RF energy harvesting. The theory is that a special antenna could grab all the radio waves floating all around us, from TV, Wi-Fi, and cell signals, and convert them into electricity. It sounds like a perpetual motion machine, giving a car a literal infinite range. But there's just one tiny problem: the law of physics. The scientific community immediately flagged this, noting it breaks the law of thermodynamics, which state that you can't get more energy out than you put in. While radio waves do carry energy, the amount is microscopic. Trying to power a 2-ton car with it is like trying to fill a swimming pool with a light mist. The power just isn't there. Fact checkers have repeatedly debunked the claim. Investigations revealed the car he was showcasing was actually a commercially available EV from China, a Kaiyi X3 Pro to be exact, running on a standard lithium-ion battery, not radio waves. Despite this, the story keeps popping up online, confusing a lot of people. So the dream of a car that runs on ambient radio waves is, for now, scientifically impossible. But that's not the end of the story. While that specific idea is a dead end, it brings up a much more practical question. What if instead of trying to catch weak random waves, we intentionally beamed power to the car from the road itself? Okay, so harvesting energy from the air is out, but the dream of wireless power for cars is very much alive. The real revolution isn't coming from the sky, but from right under the asphalt. It's called dynamic wireless power transfer, and it's already being tested on public roads right now. A company at the forefront of this is the Israeli firm Electrion. They're the leader in installing wireless electric roads in cities across the world, with projects in Germany, Italy, Sweden, and the United States. This isn't science fiction, this is real-world engineering. In Detroit, Michigan, a quarter-mile stretch of 14th Street is the first public road in the U.S. with this tech, a partnership between Electrion and the Michigan Department of Transportation. And over in Indiana, engineers at Purdue University are testing pavement that can charge massive heavy-duty trucks as they drive at highway speeds. So how does it actually work? If you've ever used a wireless charging pad for your phone, you already get the basic idea. It's like a phone charger, but supersized and stretched out onto a long strip under the road. It uses a technology called magnetic resonance induction. Think of it like two perfectly matched tuning forks. The copper coils buried in the road hum at a specific frequency, and the receiver pad on the car is designated to hum at that exact same frequency. When the car drives over, the resonance between them creates a strong magnetic field that transfers power without anything ever touching. The best part? It's smart. The coils only turn on when a compatible car is right on top of them, so no energy is wasted and the road is perfectly safe for people, bikes, and normal cars. Everything is managed by a central system in the cloud, which can even schedule charging for off-peak hours to avoid straining the electrical grid. The potential here is huge. The single biggest barrier to people buying electric cars is range anxiety. That fear of your battery dying and leaving you stranded. Dynamic wireless charging could make that fear a thing of the past. Picture a future where major highways, bus routes, and taxi lanes are all electrified. An electric bus could run its entire route, getting little sips of power as it drives. A delivery van could charge up while waiting on a loading dock. Your car could regain battery life while stuck in traffic. Charging would stop being a separate event you plan your day around and just become an invisible background process, like breathing. This could totally change how we build EVs. It's like packing for a trip. If you know there are stores where you're going, you don't need to lug a giant suitcase full of supplies. You can travel light. Similarly, if cars can charge on the go, they won't need those massive, heavy, and expensive battery suitcases anymore. Car makers could use smaller batteries, which would make EVs cheaper, more efficient, and cut down on the environmental mess from mining all those battery minerals. Stefan Tonger, a VP at Electrion, sees a future where cars are cheaper to buy, the grid is more stable, and we're using battery resources far more sustainably. And it's not just about convenience. The charging infrastructure is hidden and protected underground, so it's not exposed to weather, vandalism, or the same hardware failures that plague so many of today's plug-in charging stations. Of course, we're not going to pave the entire planet with charging coils tomorrow. There are some pretty big hurdles to clear. First, the cost. Tearing up existing roads to bury copper coils is a massive infrastructure project. But you don't need to cover every inch of asphalt. Think of it like water stations in a marathon. You don't need a continuous fountain for 26.2 miles, you just place them at key points to keep the runners going. By strategically electrifying a fraction of roads, like major traffic corridors and bus stops, you could give drivers a practically unlimited range. Electrion is even offering charging as a service plans, where companies can pay a monthly fee instead of a huge upfront cost. Next up is compatibility. To use these roads, every car needs a receiver pad. Right now, that's an add-on cost that can run a few $1,000s. And in one survey, most people said they wouldn't pay extra for it. The hope is that eventually automakers will just build these receivers into new EVs as a standard feature, like how radios became standard in all cars. Finally, there's efficiency. Wireless charging loses a little bit of energy in the transfer comparing to a direct plug. It's like spilling a few drops when you pour a glass of water. It's not perfectly efficient, but you still get a full drink. Current systems already hit efficiencies between 85 and 92%, which is pretty close to many plug-in chargers, and the tech is getting better all the time. When you consider the benefits of smaller batteries and a more balanced power grid, that tiny bit of spillage can be a worthwhile trade-off. The dream of a car that drives forever by magically pulling energy from the air is pure science fiction, shot down by the laws of physics. And yet, chasing that impossible idea has led us to something real and revolutionary: roads that actively power our cars. This technology, called dynamic wireless power transfer, isn't a fantasy. It's being built right now by companies like Electrion in cities like Detroit. It offers a real solution to range anxiety, making EV charging something that just happens while we drive. It points to a future of cheaper, lighter electric cars and a more sustainable energy grid. The path from science fiction to reality is rarely a straight line. Sometimes chasing a crazy idea leads you to practical answers that you never saw coming. The road to our electric future might not be powered by stray radio waves, but it is quite literally being paved today. So we've looked at the myth of a radio wave car and the reality of charging roads. The technology is real, but will it become the future of driving, or just a cool solution for city buses? Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more on the tech that's shaping our world.